Generating a schedule. In Revit, we can generate a schedule fairly easily. And it sure beats doing it the old-fashioned way, typing it with a Excel spreadsheet or like a word processor type thing. But we're going to go up to our View tab, and we're going to go into the Create panel, and in the upper right we're going to go to Schedules, and we're going to go to the Schedules Quantities, and we'll pay no attention to that. We'll get the New Schedule dialog box. We'll give it a name and what category we want to do. Let's make a door schedule. So I'm going to come over here and say let's make a door schedule, and I'm going to say an example. Okay, and I'll say OK. And then what fields do we want to put in our door schedule? So these are what things do we want to list in our door schedule, our columns, if you will. So I'm going to go down and say I want the mark. The mark is like the tag, the little mark, the little symbol that goes in by the door. And then what level do we want it on? So what floor of the building? And we're going to have the width. So we're going to choose the width, and we'll choose the height of the door, and we'll choose the count. How many of them are there? And we can put in the fire rating. And let's see. Let's go with manufacturer, and we'll go with model. So you can put all kinds of things in there. And then you can move them around if need to. Like I can move the fire rating down, move it up, etc. So I can move these in the order I want them presented in the schedule. Once I'm done with that, I can go over to my filter. And the filter sorts it downwards. It allows like it to go through a funnel. And then we can only take certain things. So we're going to filter it by, a certain value that only marks that are between these numbers and that numbers. For this particular thing, we're not going to filter anything. I can go over to the sorting and grouping though, and I can say, okay, I want to sort these things, but how do I want to sort them by? Well, I want to sort them by my mark. In other words, my door will be door number 1, then door number 2, then door number 3. So I'm going to come in here and pick by the mark, and it'll be the first one I want it to be ascending, and so that'll do good. And then I want to go and say, well, grand totals. Well, grand totals, if I select this checkbox, it'll generate a total count. So I'll do that. And then, what kind of total count do I want? Do I want title, the count, and the totals, or just totals only? And so I'll go with all of them, title, count, and totals here. So let's see, we got that. And next, let's go up to formatting. Well, in the formatting, I can change the mark. I can put door number, for example, instead of saying mark. So I'll just do that. Maybe no one knows what a mark is. So I'll say door number. And then I can have it going horizontal, vertical. I can align it to the left, or I can center it in my column, etc. I'm just going to leave it left here. So I can format each one here. And they're pretty self-explanatory. Maybe manufacturing might take up a little bit too much, so I just might go with manufacturing, And so then I go to appearance, and I can choose how the graphics look. Where I want thin lines, thick lines, etc. And when I'm all done, essentially, I'm going to hit OK. And when I hit OK, boom, it built a door schedule. It came in here and put door number in here in each column. It has all the door numbers. It has which floor it's on. It has the width, the height, the count. It has the fire ratings. It has the manufacturer or the model. Over here, I have the total count of doors. So I generated a door schedule. If I take a look down, and I come down here to schedule, you'll see that I have schedules here, and I have a schedule example, which is the one we just made. So it's its own little sheet, that its own schedule that can be put on any sheet that we want. So we just made our first schedule.